is where the fun begins.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Sith Talk. Today we have on the show Billy from the Toy Bills YouTube channel. How you doing, Billy?
I'm good. I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. So, the Jar Jar, that is dope.
I was trying to bust my other ones out, but everything's packed up. I knew where this one was at. So
Yeah. So, tell us a little bit about your channel and where we could find you at.
yeah. So currently, it's a bummer. I'm kind of locked out of that channel. It's the reason I haven't.
Really?
Yeah, I've
Oh,
actually been locked out of it for quite a while. So I'm probably gonna have to start a new one. Probably when I get into a new place,
yeah.
I'll probably start a whole new channel, kind of with some some different different things, but I definitely want to do a lot of toy photography still because that was what was really taking off on there, and I
Yeah.
had a lot of fun doing that because that's where it all started for me too was on Instagram doing toy photography. But yeah, I got locked out of it, dude, and YouTube has been like no help. It's
Dude,
wild.
that
It's
channel's like
wild.
13K subs you got, right? Something like that?
Oh, dude, I've gotten probably in the like, I mean, it's probably been locked out, dude. No lie. I was able to access it from. So wild. My PS4 for the longest, and I was
Yeah.
able to kind of do stuff on there, but I've been locked out of it as far as trying to get on from like a computer or my phone for probably close to 2 years.
Yeah.
And I've gotten probably 4,000 subs in the time it's been locked out because
What?
some of the videos circulate, dude. Like it's I'll be on YouTube and it'll just one of my toy photography videos will pop up and I'm like, oh, it's doing rounds again. And I'll look and
Damn.
it's getting views and I'm like, man, that's
Yeah.
a bummer. I'm not even on there. So yeah. So it is, yeah, at Toy Bills on Instagram, on YouTube.
Yeah.
I used to do a lot of toy hunts.
Yeah.
Definitely would still like to do that. But yeah, toy photography, did a lot of that for like beginners too, because I'm just,
Yeah.
I'm no pro or nothing. I do everything with my phone, but it's a fun way to kind of show people you can do it with an iPhone. I mean, I'm not
Yeah.
using any crazy equipment or nothing. Sometimes I use a vape and I'm using my iPhone and
Yeah.
getting pretty cool photos.
That's what's up. That's awesome. So I'm gonna drop the link for his Instagram down in the description. And then hopefully whenever you get that new channel up and running, I'll put that link down in this description too,
Oh,
just to
yeah,
get it
for real.
going. But everyone that comes on the show, they get 3 questions to start off. You ready?
Yeah, let's go.
So the first one is, what is your favorite Star Wars movie?
Ooh. I don't. It would be a tie between Revenge of the Sith and Empire. I think Empire.
Right.
I know. I know it's the overly used answer, but like that was the one as a kid that just. I love New Hope too, though. I mean, that
Me
was the one
too.
that made me fall in love with the whole series. But
Exactly.
Empire, just as a kid, man, my dad got me into Star Wars, and Empire was real special. Him and I quoted that
Yeah.
a lot growing up. So,
Oh, that's what's up. Yeah. I mean,
and
you
then
can't,
Revenge. I mean, Revenge of the Sith, dude. That was a
dude.
wild time. I mean, I think I was in eighth grade and I was
Yeah.
still buying action figures. I was still playing with action figures. I remember
Yeah.
my dad walking on me one day. It's like, oh, and he's like, what are you doing, dude? Like, you're a little too old to be doing that, right? I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, maybe I should just start putting them on a shelf. You're right. So, but
Yeah.
yeah, that was a fun time too. So,
Yeah, that's crazy. So the next question, what is your favorite Star Wars show?
ooh, like live action, animated, all around, maybe.
Either or, you can only pick one.
Probably
So
it'd be Clone Wars, animated
Clone
Clone Wars for
Wars,
sure.
yeah,
Dude,
dude,
that was I loved it.
that last
Loved it.
season, man, was epic.
Dude, they killed it. They did a great
Yeah,
job. It was so much fun.
no, for
It was a good
sure.
time.
So the last question is, who is your favorite Star Wars character?
Hmm. I
That's a
mean,
tough
I
one.
guess, yeah, it's hard because, I mean, ideally, I'd like to say like Anakin slash Darth Vader,
Yeah,
just because I feel like, especially as an adult, I mean, I think we all get there. It's like you relate to him so much. Like everyone's
yeah,
been in that position where you're like, man, am I leaning towards that dark side?
yeah,
I definitely. Relate with Anakin and his fall. But I love Luke Skywalker too. Love Han Solo. Like growing up, Luke Skywalker, that was everything to me.
yeah,
Before the new, before the prequels came out. Yeah, I'd probably roll with. Might be Boba Fett too. I don't know. I mean, I
I
loved Boba
love
Fett as a
Boba,
kid, dude.
bro.
That was one of
Yes,
my favorite action figures. I feel like, if anything, just Boba Fett and his design and his look and just the
yeah,
figures I had as a kid, I think that kept the spark alive for me for a really long time. Was just how much I loved the figures I had of him and the look. But yeah, so I give you a top three. I think
Yeah,
Anakin's the
yeah,
one though. I would say
yeah.
Anakin's the one.
Yeah, and, like, with Boba Fett, like, I love Boba too. He's, like, kind of in my top 3, but, like, I remember when Mando was coming out, I got hyped for Mando because all I saw was Boba Fett. I'm like, "Oh, he's a Mandalorian. He looks just like Boba Fett." So that's kinda, I think, why a lot of people love Mando at first because he looks just like Boba Fett.
Oh, dude, Mando was awesome, man.
Yeah.
I loved, man. That was such a cool time when that first season came out.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
awesome. Just to see Star Wars kind of like take over again.
Yeah.
You know, I know a
Yeah.
lot of people are definitely tired of like Grogu and stuff, but
Oh, by now,
dude,
yeah.
I think he saved Star Wars, dude. I think it was for me just as far as not really in the community, like
Yeah.
actual fans, but it was really cool for people because there's most people in my life they're not Star Wars fans,
Yeah.
and they know when Star Wars isn't doing well, and it wasn't doing well at the time, and then
No.
that drops, and it's just like, dude, like at the time, Baby Yoda was on top of the world.
Yeah.
It was cool to see. I loved it. I loved it. It did not, to me, it was just like cool. Like this Star Wars should be respected. I'm not saying Grogu like made it, become
Yeah, yeah,
respected, but
yeah,
it was just
yeah.
like people knew, like, dude, Star Wars is untouchable. Like it's so big and everyone knew who
Yeah.
Grogu was and the Mandalorian was, and there was a lot of talk, a lot of chatter. So yeah, I really liked when that first season dropped, man. That was great.
Yeah, you're right, because like, that did kinda bring Star Wars back. Because like, after The Rise of Skywalker, like, things were just like, "Oh, man," but then Mando brought us back, the OGs,
Yeah.
and a bunch of new
Yep.
people in. Because like, even people that don't watch Star Wars, they know who Grogu is, they know who Mando is, so it's kinda cool because you could relate on that, and, maybe, they might start watching some of the other stuff and get into it, but for sure, that was a huge, like, turning point in Star Wars was
Yeah.
when Mando season 1
It'll
came out.
it'll
Yeah.
always have a special place in my heart, dude. Because I will say, I mean, after the Last Jedi, dude, it felt like I
Oh my
lost. It felt like I lost
god.
a best friend, a brother. It felt like
Yeah.
someone died in my life that night I seen that movie, and I was just like, I,
Yeah.
I didn't know how to kind of go on. I sold so much stuff right away. I mean, I just got rid of
Yeah.
every little thing I'd bought from that trilogy. I was like, can't
Yeah.
even look at it.
Yeah.
Can't even
Yeah.
look at it.
It did that to a lot of people, man. It was so rough, and then I honestly think Mando made the sequels even worse than what they were. Because like, Mando can show us we could get something new that felt old that we loved. So, like, after watching the first season of Mando, it's like I can never really go back and watch the sequels. Maybe, like,
No,
The Force Awakens is kind of okay. I didn't mind that start, but,
I
like,
love that movie to be
yeah, but
honest.
everything after that, yeah, bro,
It's
like, Force Awakens was a decent start because like, you had Kylo, which was badass, like,
so
Snoke,
cool.
I was like, "Yo, is this a new Palpatine? Like, this dude looks
Oh,
scary."
dude,
And then
loved loved all the theories around him at the time, dude.
yeah, and
That
then
was such a fun time to
it
just come
was.
home every day and look up theories about him. That was a good time.
Bro, 2015, 2016 was such an amazing time because like, everybody was positive, everybody was happy. Like, Force Awakens was decent start, Rogue One was a banger, and then, like, the trailers for The Last Jedi were fired. Like, all that
Oh,
marketing and
dude,
promotion, bro, was
for sure.
hype. But
When
then we
when I went to the panel for that at Celebration, I got like the Last Jedi like poster they gave out. I remember I got one. And I looked. There were so many. I was like, man. I had some buddies that came with me that were at the
yeah.
panel, so I like circled back, got another one, and I was like,
Yeah,
sweet.
yeah.
And I loved it. And I got Mark Hamill's. Wait, no, who got that? Someone in my group did. Someone. Wait, what did they get autographed on that? What year was that? Was that 2017?
2017 Orlando.
It was me. 2017, I got Mark Hamill's autograph, like I think the following day, and I was
What?
so close. I was so close to getting it on that Last Jedi poster just because I love the poster, love the design. And I last minute I did not, and I'm so glad
Oh,
I did it. I went with
bro.
I went with him on Jabba's sail barge, like holding the lightsaber up.
Oh,
It,
okay,
it was a
okay.
photo like on his table. It was a bummer. I wanted to get like a 16 by 20 of him at
Yeah,
one of there was like a little kiosk area that just had like pictures so you could take to get autographs, but they were by the
yeah.
time my Mark Hamill autograph came up, it was all sold out. So I just got one off his table. Dude, I was so close to getting that poster signed. I still have both of them. Both of
So
those posters, and I'm like, they're trash. I don't even want. I would never display them. I hated that movie.
if like so say if you say you did get it on that poster, would you have sold that poster after the movie?
Absolutely.
Yeah, damn.
Absolutely. I wouldn't even want it. It sucks.
You dodged
Or
the bullet with that.
I would either done that, or I would have taken like a paper cutter and got a real nice exact cutout of the
Oh,
autograph and
like
like put it in
frame
a
it,
frame with
plaque
something
or
else.
something. Yeah.
Yeah, because I have a 40th. It was the 40th anniversary. I think that was 20. Was that 2017 too? The 40 when that
40th.
was
Yeah,
around when
yeah.
Carrie Fisher passed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
they
yeah.
both run into each other for me. The last two I went to, but we went to that panel too. So we got the really nice Leia. It was like New Hope Leia picture they gave out.
Yeah.
And my buddy, they sell Carrie Fisher autographs from one of the books she's done.
Mhm.
And she just signed like the front page on a bunch of people. So people sell that page and they cut
Oh.
it out. And my buddy did it. He cut it out and then he framed that New Hope Leia from the 40th anniversary panel with that autograph kind of at the bottom. And it's beautiful. And it's
Oh,
probably
that's
what I'm going to
cool.
do for a Carrie because it's
Yeah.
cheaper too than getting like an actual picture of her signed
Yeah.
off somebody because they're insane prices now that she's
Yeah.
passed. But yeah, I would have done that. That's what I would have done if I would have gotten that poster signed.
So you have a pretty decent autograph collection, right?
hmm I
How,
got rid of a nice amount, but like as far as the autographs I have gotten, it was crazy. I still have a nice amount too,
yeah.
but I did sell a lot. I was in a relationship at one point where I was just like kind of offloading a lot of things. It was really
Yeah.
dumb. It was like COVID year too. I blame COVID for so much. But yeah, well, I got rid of some. But yeah, I do. My collection was insane at one point.
That's crazy. So I'm sure we're gonna talk about it. I figured this we might talk about this for a while, but Star Wars Celebration, bro, because that's how I found you. It was COVID year, and like I had my tickets for Anaheim, but it got canceled, and I kind of was like bummed out because like I went to Orlando 2017, I went to Chicago 2019, so 2020 during COVID. I literally was just watching all Star Wars Celebration videos on YouTube from Chicago and Orlando to kind of make up for it, and I found Josh's first, and I was watching his video, and like you were with him at Chicago, and I
hmm
watched that whole video, and then I saw you had a channel, so then I watched your video, which kind of was like the same as his, but like because you guys did everything together, you guys were like
Yeah,
filming
we were
together.
together like the
Yeah,
whole
so
time.
it was like watching the same video, but from a different angle. But that's how I knew your channel, and then I seen a few of your other stuff, and I was shocked when you were in my live stream, and I was like, "Oh, I know that dude. I've watched a ton of his videos from Chicago."
Oh yeah,
Like
it's funny, man.
such a small world. How'd you find my
Yeah.
channel?
Dude, the collection community is hilarious. It's funny because like yours, I feel like it happened the same way I became a fan of like the Spice Runners. Like
Yeah,
Evan
yeah,
and
yeah.
me and Evan had followed each other for I think years before. I think he even had Spice Runners going because I
Uh-huh.
remember when I went to message him one night, I had seen we had multiple conversations, which
Yeah.
I'm guilty of it. But like that Instagram, man, back when I was going really hard on it, I used to get messages every day, and I would talk to people every day too. So like
Yeah.
certain people just wouldn't stick out, and I was like, but with Evan, I'm like, I know. I remember when I first ran into their page, I was like, oh, I know him. Like we've talked on Instagram,
Yeah.
which is funny. And then same thing, like and I just started seeing their stuff kind of pop up on YouTube, and I started watching it, and I was like, oh, this is kind of what I'm into these days. I'm not,
Yeah.
I like toy hunt still. I kind of like how you do your stuff because, like, when you do toy hunt videos, like, you'll just kind of throw them on your channel as like little short, like, here's what I did
Quick.
type
Yeah,
things. And
yeah,
that's
yeah.
all I want to see when I look
Yeah.
at those anymore.
Yep.
I'm more into like the podcasting feel. I love the conversation. I love
Yeah.
getting into the minds of collectors. And that was how it kind of happened with you too. Like, I remember I started running across your videos, whether it was like Instagram, like YouTube Shorts type of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. Uh-huh.
And then I ended up subbing, and then I would watch anytime because I like to be in live streams. I'm not always active
Yeah.
in the comments, but it's just something funny that I really like to be there listening to it
Yeah,
live, whether I'm
yeah.
driving or something. And then what's even funnier is like, so yeah, I subbed to you, I started listening to you. Same, that's how I did like the same thing with Spice Runners. Well,
Yeah.
then with yours, it was one day obviously like Star Wars Theory. I watch his stuff, and I remember
Yeah.
one time, like I can't even remember what it was. It was like a random thing where he, you know, how he does some random lives where
Yeah.
he's just kind of going through, and he had brought you up on the screen. I'm like, yo, that's the homie. Like,
Yeah,
wait a
yeah,
minute.
yeah,
Like,
yes,
I was like,
yes,
that's crazy. And then obviously now you guys are doing stuff, which is awesome, dude.
yeah,
That's,
yeah.
dude, congrats on that. That's
Thank you,
awesome.
bro. It's so
It's so
crazy
cool.
because
It's so cool.
I've been watching him since at least 2018, which is crazy. But yeah, to be on there now every now and then, like as a
Yeah, it's
guest,
sweet.
bro, it's crazy, man.
I know he
But
gets a lot of hate, but like he just seems
he
like a
does.
very authentic fan to me. He reminds me of my I have like two buddies, one main friend.
Mhm.
But I had some buddies growing up that like Star Wars, and
Yeah,
like all the stuff he says reminds me of like the way I feel, the way my
yeah,
buddies
yeah,
feel about stuff. Like it's just you get mad or upset with what he says, but I mean he's just a real fan.
yeah.
Like he's
He's
just
a
a real
person
fan, and
has an opinion. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. I've always really liked his channel. I was watching his stuff before he did a face reveal. Like I was, because I used
yeah,
to just, dude, I used to be in my toy room and I would just put on anything. So like I would
yeah,
listen to like fan fiction type stuff and I would just have it in the background while I'm just organizing my entire toy room. Like
yeah,
I was so obsessed back in the day, dude. 2015, 2016, 2017. Like,
yeah,
oh, dude, it was a good time. It was a beautiful time. I wish I could go back to it. I'm still definitely still into it big
yeah.
time. And I've gotten back into it a lot in the last like year and a half, 2 years. But yeah, that's how I found it. I mean, I just ran across you randomly, and I was
That's
like,
crazy, man.
I just liked what you were saying. I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna sub to him. And then when I like, I I'm guilty of this too. Like I'll follow people or like listen to people on YouTube for the longest, and I
Mhm.
never think to go look for them on Instagram or.
Yeah,
And then
yeah,
when I do, I'm kind of hyped because I'm like, oh, now I have a direct way to kind of speak to this
yeah.
person. So that's what I did with you. I like message you right away. I'm like, dude, just want to let you know I love what you're doing.
Yeah, and then I was like, "Yo, you wanna come on next week?" Like, "Yeah," like, that quick, bro.
Yeah,
That
for
quick.
real, dude.
That's
Because this is
awesome.
what I mean. Towards the end, before I got locked out on my channel, back when Josh Pence, like back when Josh was still doing YouTube stuff too, like
Yeah,
we were kind of getting into doing this every week too. Like we had something called the Sweet Spot with like me and him and
yeah,
our buddy Craig and Cincy Nerd, and we were all like just getting on every week doing this, and then it kind of became hard to do, just because we all collect differently. I'm like the main
yeah,
guy that's like all Star Wars. Like I'm a fan of a lot of other stuff, but so it was kind of hard to keep it focused, but yeah,
yeah,
like this is my favorite way to do any of this stuff. It's the same thing with just listening. Like I love, if I create content again, if I start a new channel, this is kind of like the stuff I'd like to do weekly. But then same thing with what as just a fan and a subscriber, like
yeah.
that's kind of what I like to listen to and watch.
Yeah, no, for sure. And that's why I have this podcast. Like, this is my 46th episode. So I love bringing on a different collector, a different content creator every week and just getting a vibe and talk like this. It's just fun. And
Oh, it's
like
a
you
good
just
time.
said, people love watching and listening to this stuff. So yeah, man, I'm gonna keep this going. And hopefully you do that too, because that'll be sick. Cause it's just so much fun, man. And I do the
Dude,
same.
you
Like when
kill
I'm
it. You go
driving.
hard.
Thank you, man.
You
Like
go hard.
when I'm driving, bro, I don't listen to music. I put on something like this and I'm just listening to this everywhere I
Dude,
go, like
it's
all
the
the time.
best.
But so celebration, man, you've been to just two of them? How many you been to?
Yeah, I just went to two. It's funny. I almost went to like an old school. I don't even know how old I was. I remember my dad and I were gonna go,
Oh,
and then but back in like Indy, like there was a lot that were in Indianapolis at one
oh,
point. It was back in the day because I'm in Ohio. I'm not far from there at all.
yeah.
And I remember my dad had planned. We had planned to go, and then we never ended up going. And he like ended up taking me like a local toy show. I think even though back then prices were different, I'm sure my dad looked into it and was like, "It's gonna be a
Oh,
pricey
yeah.
trip," and probably just changed his mind. But yeah, I've only been to. I went to 2017, which was Orlando, and I went to 2019, Chicago.
Did you go
I've been
to
to.
all 4 days in Orlando and all 5 days
Oh
in
yeah,
Chicago?
100%, dude. Yeah, that Chicago 5 day was surreal. It felt like you were at like a summer camp or something. It was
Bro,
wild.
so I've been to Orlando, Chicago, Anaheim, and London. My favorite, hands down, no question, was Chicago. Like Chicago was the best because like 5 days was dope, right? It felt like you lived there. It was a whole damn week, basically. The venue was massive. That place was huge. The McCormick place was
Oh, it
huge
was great. It was
and like
great.
and back then like the companies had their collectibles there, like Hasbro's booth was full of stuff. Gentle Giant, Funko, they all had stuff there, bro. Anaheim, they had nothing. Hasbro's booth gave you a QR code to order something. They did the same thing
Oh,
in London, so it's kind of like it's changed. But nah, man,
dude.
Chicago was such a vibe, bro. I missed that one,
Chicago
man.
was super cool, dude. Like every single booth, like you said, had stuff like egg
Yeah,
attacks. I remember
yeah,
I went to the booth that sold the egg attack figures, like the little detailed big old head
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
articulated figures. They had all these ones that were about to drop, or they had these ones, they had them like crazy discounted prices, and I'm just like, let's go. Same thing with like Hasbro, like those exclusive
Here it
episode
is.
one card back, Obi-Wan and
It's the
Maul.
Black Series, yeah, bro. I
Dude, that
I
was a mission.
so I won the raffle, so I bought them. I ended up selling them because I didn't collect them, and now I collect Black Series. So it's like, damn it,
Oh,
like that's the worst, bro. The
I didn't get in the raffle on those, man. I sat outside every time I got done with autographs, photo ops, whatever it was I had to do
yeah.
that day, panels. I went straight to Hasbro and I just hung out because I actually had a photo. One of my toy photography photos was on their little slideshow that
Oh
they had up
yeah.
on the wall. So
Uh-huh.
like I kept trying to, it wasn't like I'm this person. It was just,
Yeah.
hey, that photo I've used. Is there any way at the very end when you guys
Yeah.
line is like nothing? Can you let me in? Can you let me in? I'm
Yeah.
just trying. And finally, I think after like 3 days of trying this one, it was funny. My buddy and I, it was like on the third day, my buddy and I were like, dude, no one's watching this line right now. Let's just get in. And I'm like,
Yeah.
he's like, let's just get in. And he slipped in and he got in. And they didn't check anything when he got up there. They were just checking for
Damn.
you to get in the line. He slipped in it like down, basically behind the person
Oh.
checking. And
Yeah.
then when I got close, the guy like turned around. I'm like, yeah, it's just my luck. But
Damn.
then I think, yeah, the third day by the end, they let me in. I talked to one of the ladies up at the desk and just explained to her. I was like, I'm a huge fan of this line. I've loved
Yeah.
it since day one. I bought this, I bought this line and started taking photos of these figures,
Yeah.
even though they were horrible figures back in like 2013, 2014, like
Yeah.
early days. Like I was taking photos. I love that line. Yeah, and I got those. That was pretty cool. That was awesome.
Do you still have them?
No, I sold them, man.
Ah.
I got rid of a lot of my Black Series. I still have a nice amount. I don't even say a nice amount. I have a nice amount of figures that I could always take out and get photos of. I got
Yeah.
troopers, I got some loose stuff. But yeah, it was I was getting crazy with the 6 inch line. And I just the archive thing they started doing, all the re-releasing.
Yeah.
I'm happy for new collectors, but it just was not like for me, like I loved that I've been on that line since day one.
And you had
I've
it.
been
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
and then when they're starting to re-release everything, I was like, yeah, I do wish I would have kept all the exclusives because I had like X-Wing Luke, the pilot Luke with
Mm.
the shiny card
Yeah.
from Orlando. I had two of those, and
Damn.
those were like that's like 100 at the time. It was like $120+ figure. I had two of those, and I loved them. I had them in nice little cases, and
Yeah.
I am bummed I got rid of like some of the ones because I didn't keep that stuff sealed. I opened them all, but I kept the exclusive stuff sealed. So I am bummed I got rid of it, but I collect way differently than I used to.
You still got that that mall statue though, right? The spider
Oh
leg.
yeah.
Is it on
Yeah.
display or do you have it in the box?
No, it's not. So right now I'm actually, so I know I kind of messaged you about it. Right now I was living in like the same spot for almost 10 years.
Yeah.
It's been my like my only adult, I'm only 32. So it was like
Mhm.
my main house, in my adult years.
Yeah, yeah.
And my landlord wanted to basically sell the place. He wanted to sell the place during the pandemic, and then it
Ooh.
wasn't working out for him. So
Yeah.
then he hit me up like months ago and was just like, "Hey, dude, like I need you out by this time. I got to start fixing this place up. It was a double,
Oh.
and he's like, I got to fix this place up. So I moved out. So a bunch of my stuff is in storage right now, and I'm staying with family, trying to find because I got a new car. I got a brand new car, and that
Yeah.
was like a big thing I wanted to do for myself. So got that. Now I'm just kind of looking for a spot, like a spot I want to be in though, because as a collector, dude, this
Yeah.
stuff, the stuff I have right now, like the stuff that I have
Yeah.
out, like the job, like all this is
Ooh.
all stuff, whether it's new
Yeah.
or it's just huge, like this
Yeah.
Vader bust or the Boba, like it's stuff that like I'm not gonna box away. Like I just kind of put it in my car and drove it over.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
this stuff out on display is just stuff I don't have boxes for really, or that like the job is new. I got that. I was paying that off.
Yeah.
So when I got it, I want to make sure it was in good condition. So everything displayed is just stuff I don't really have boxes for, or stuff
Yeah.
I have gotten in the last couple months.
Mhm.
Um, The mall statue's boxed up, but I love that piece, dude.
And it was so
I
funny.
love
Every
it.
every time I watch that video, it's so hilarious because like as soon as y'all got in, you hauled ass there and bought it, and then you're like, "Damn, I gotta carry this thing everywhere in that
Oh,
clear
dude.
bag with no handle." Like what?
It was a bummer. Me and Josh and my buddy Brad, who I work with at the bar, he came too. It was us three and my buddy Clint, who runs Star Wars Daily on Instagram, huge
Hmm.
Instagram Star Wars page. We were all there together, and it was hilarious. I just got in the mall, and I'm thinking, I'm glad I got this, but we have only been here for an hour. And like, what am I
Yeah,
gonna do? I'm not in a hotel that's like connected to this place. Like,
yeah.
I'm really going to carry this around all day. And with it, not even 5 minutes later, my buddy Clint comes up and goes, "Hey, I got a free photo op with Ashley Eckstein. Are you guys ready?" And I'm like, "I got this huge Darth Maul statue. Like, what am I supposed to do?" So we tail it over to her area, and then like the people are just like, "Yeah, just leave that there." I'm like, "Where? Right here in the open, where all these people are leaving photo ops?" Because I mean, it was
Yeah,
we were only an hour and a half into the day. Photo ops were
yeah,
rolling, dude. There was people coming out, going in, and they just want me to leave it out here. And I'm like,
yeah,
I just spent so much money on this thing, and now
yeah,
you want me to leave it here and go behind a curtain where I can't even see it? So I was like,
yeah.
so it's funny in the photo. It's like Ashley, I think it's Josh
Uh-huh.
Pence, my buddy Brad, then my buddy Clint, and then me on the other side. And everyone's smiling. I'm just
You
like, because
worried
I'm
about the
just like,
statue?
dude, I just want
Yeah,
back out to
yeah.
my statue. But yeah, it was cool. I think we ended up. I ran into a buddy later in the day who also got one, and he was staying. Pretty sure he was like, it was something like he stayed at a hotel near something. We were able to go drop it off there and come back, and it wasn't a
Yeah.
big deal because man, when we in Chicago, dude, we got a good deal and we stayed at a really nice place, but it was a nice Uber right away, dude. Our Uber rides were
Oh,
so expensive every day, dude. So it was
damn.
like there's no going home and coming back. So
Yeah, when we went, we stayed at one of the affiliated hotels through Celebration. Like they had like the link for the hotels, and all their hotels had a shuttle bus that took us from the hotel
that's
to
clutch.
McCormick Place. So the hotel was like in downtown Chicago, like in the main area, but we just took a bus to get there. So that was super convenient, like for sure.
Yeah, that's clutch. That's what we did at when Josh and I went to the first ICCC. We went to the first one ever. Josh was actually a
Oh
guest there.
shit.
Josh was like a major guest there because it was funny. It's one of the security guards for the show who's now full-time security for Ian McDermott, which is insane because Ian McDermott loved that show so much, loved how they treated
He's
him,
always
that
there.
he hired like multiple security people that are just straight out of Tennessee as his
Yeah.
personal security for other shows. It's really cool. At least that's the last time I heard about it. That's what was going on. But one of the security guards was a fan of Josh's. Introduced Josh to Mike. And yeah, so Josh was like he was like a main guest that first
Yeah.
show, and it was crazy. Like Josh and I constantly were like we would shuttle with the guests. So we were
Uh-huh.
shuttling with Star Wars guests, Power Rangers.
Ooh.
I was like, what, like the Yellow Ranger from, was it Space Force or something or
Yeah.
whatever? Dude, her name's like Tracy something. I follow her
Mhm.
on Instagram. She's, dude, I loved her as a kid.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
in this van we're in, and I'm just like, this was like my one of my first crushes. Like next to
Yeah.
Carrie Fisher, next to Princess Leia. This was like one
Yeah.
of my big crushes, and I'm just in a car with her. And then like we were able to go into this little back green room where
Yeah.
all the stars were in. Josh and I I'm just with Josh. I'm just following him around, and
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that I see. But no, we got to shuttle every day for that show too. So those shuttles they're so
No,
clutch. They're
they're
so
con
nice.
they're convenience. We're gonna get into ICC a little more, but I still wanna talk some more celebration. So, didn't you guys I'm not sure if it was your videos, did you guys run into Filoni on the floor?
Yeah, yeah.
Bro, what was first of all, I'm so jealous that I that's never happened to me like that, but, like, what was that like meeting Filoni? And you guys got a picture with him, right? And autographs maybe?
Yeah, we got a picture. I got an autograph. He signed my Clone Wars print and he drew an Ahsoka on it. It was crazy because, dude,
Oh.
we had talked about it. So I'm part of the Star Wars autograph universe.
Uh-huh.
I'm part of their page, and right before Celebration, I had ordered a print from somebody, or I bought a print that someone put up for sale. They had like everybody. It was a huge. long Clone Wars picture.
Yeah.
All these characters. The only thing it was missing on it was like General Grievous and yeah, a Dave Filoni. And so I
Yeah.
brought it with me, and I didn't even get the General Grievous there because I was like, I can get him anywhere. He really does show up in a lot of Star Wars stuff. I'll get him
Yeah.
eventually because I have so much other stuff. And we talked about it on the way there, and I'm like, dude, wouldn't it be crazy if we ran into Dave Filoni? Because you know he walks the floor, and back then he was still wearing his cowboy hat, or you know
Yeah. Yeah.
he
Yeah.
wore it. Like you will never catch him now, probably wearing his. Everyone knows it. Everyone
Yeah.
knows it. He's not
Yeah.
going to do it anymore because everyone would know it's him. So yeah, we're there, and I was with Josh and Cincy Nerd, and I think Cincy Nerd was the one that was just like, "Dude, is that Dave Filoni?" And we all looked, and we're over by Hasbro booth. I'm over here trying
Yeah.
to get in to get figures. It's the only reason I was there, dude. I was trying
Yeah.
to get those figures, and next thing you know, we see him coming, and we're like, "Dude, what?" So we're like, "We got to go to him." I have like this big plastic protector that has all my autographs in it that I've been
Yeah.
getting. I have that picture with me. I'm like, I need him to sign this. He has to sign it. And yeah, as soon as we start walking up to him, we see two people run up to him, and I'm like, oh
Oh
no. I'm
shit.
like, no, if he starts getting swarmed, he might dip. So
Yeah.
we were just like standing right there, and then as soon as he got done with them, we asked for a photo. We got a photo, and I looked right at him. I said, "Can you be the last?" Even though I needed John Grievous, I was like, "Can you be the last signature I need to finish my Clone Wars print?" He's like,
Yeah.
"Sure, sure." And yeah, he signed it. It was cool. Since he got a video,
Damn.
it's him talking with like me in the background getting it signed by him, and that it
Yeah.
was super, dude. That celebration blew my mind. As
Oh,
2017 was crazy special because it was my first. I met Mark Hamill, 40th anniversary. There was a
yeah.
surprise,
John Williams.
orchestra concert. Yeah, John
Yeah.
Williams right in front of us, dude. It was when we walked into that, dude. I know I'm rambling, but when we walked
No.
into that, we walked into the theater. Everyone is trying to, for some reason, obviously when they want the front seats. We had also, let me tell you, we stood in that line. Me and my buddy Brad, we
Uh-huh.
stood in that line for 17 hours. No, having no idea what
Damn.
Star Wars Celebration was. We got to our hotel and we looked and we said, "Oh, the 40th anniversary panel's tomorrow. Like, we should go to that." Like, yeah, we should. When should we go
Yeah.
get in line? Well, let's go look down at, it wasn't even the first day of the con yet. We're like,
Yeah.
let's go down there and see what it is. And sure enough, we see this huge line already forming, and we asked people, so we hopped in it and we're like, I guess we're here. And around midnight, they let us into the building. We
Yeah.
stayed overnight. I think around 2 in the morning, we were about all falling asleep in line, and the next thing you know, there's some DJ in there fucking spinning, and just I'm like, dude, I'm trying to sleep, but like it was a
Yeah.
long night. It was a long
Yeah.
night.
Yeah.
So now we walk in there, dude. It's filling up the middle. It's filling up the left. It's not filling up on the right. And I'm like, all right, let's go to the right. I mean, we can get pretty close. So we get up close on the right, and then sure enough, that curtain, John Williams orchestra, and it's just
Wow.
like, well, dude, we were crying, brother. We were crying. Like it was me, Brad, my buddy Clint from Star Wars Daily. I mean, I remember us looking at each other like, is this real? Like
Yeah.
this is the first big Star Wars con I'd ever been to. I've been to plenty of big cons, big toy shows,
Yeah.
but stuff like that. But I've never been to like Star Wars stuff like Star Wars like that. And it was crazy. So like that one is special, but I
Yeah.
will say Chicago, dude.
Yeah.
Chicago, the Dave Filoni thing, like, it's just really cool. Both of them have been really special for different reasons.
Yeah. Yeah. Of
And it's
course.
why celebration's so fun, dude. Like I tell people, you
Yeah.
gotta go. You gotta
Yeah.
go to one.
Damn, so I had a similar experience like that with John Williams at Anaheim. So like it was funny before I went to Anaheim in 2022, I was actually looking up John Williams concerts because that's kind of a bucket list to see him perform live, especially because he's
Hmm.
getting up there in age. So we got into the Lucasfilm showcase panel at Anaheim, and all of a sudden the stage lifts up, it spins around, and it's John Williams with his band. And he plays for us the Kenobi theme from the show that nobody's ever heard yet. So we heard that for the first time. Then he did like the Imperial March, Indiana Jones. And in the middle of doing that, Harrison Ford walked out on stage to wish him happy birthday because it was his birthday. Bro, I cried. I was basically crying that whole panel because it was unreal. Like Harrison, John Williams, Hayden and Hewen were on the stage earlier. Like it's such a special moment that people don't realize. Like it's you got to go to Celebration, man. At some point, it's just the memories you build and the friends that you build and relationships. Like they last forever. It's crazy.
Yeah, I met so many people in lines that I still, follow and talk to this day, and just the surprises, like you said, that's such a surprise. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
I'm sure that was electric seeing like Hayden, and like that's insane.
bro.
That's insane for them to come out and because that's I mean the 40th. That's kind of how it was. Harrison was there. He didn't do anything at Celebration that year, but he did
Yeah.
come for that panel to honor
Yep.
Carrie. And George Lucas walked out on that stage. That
Yeah.
blew my mind. Like I was like, dude. So I was already emotional, and then at the very
Yeah.
end, you know what I mean? It's just like, dang, dude. He did like a whole concert. He did like Princess Leia's theme. He did like
Oh,
everything from the OT. It was all OT stuff.
yeah.
And it was just like, dang, dude, like this is insane. And that was our first official day, and we were dead tired. And I
Yeah.
feel like we all were like chippy and angry and like kind of arguing with each other the rest of the day because
Yeah.
like we're just all like on edge, but we
Yeah.
all like constantly would just look at each other like, dude, that was crazy.
That's nuts, man. So the next celebration is 2025 in Japan. Are you gonna try to go to that, or that's just kind of crazy?
I want to go.
Yeah.
My girlfriend's Japanese. She just got back from Japan.
Oh,
I told her about it. And she's like, dude, I'd be down. I'm like,
18 months. 18 months away.
I just gotta save a nice chunk of change.
Yeah.
But I, she just got back from there. I told you she was there
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
like 10
Yeah.
days. But yeah, she's from there. She's her dad's military. She's half Japanese. She
Yeah.
grew up there, so she's very fluent in Japanese, and you know it would work out
That's
really well. So
convenient if she speaks the language and you had her with you, because that's the one thing I'm kind of like, man, it's gonna be. I'm gonna have my phone out, Google Translate, and like a
hey,
tourist, like showing them the screen and stuff. But
if we go, roll with us, bro.
no, for
We'll all
sure,
hang out
yeah,
because
bro, for
she can
sure.
show us around and do everything. So we talked about it. I as soon as they announced it was in Japan, I was kind of bummed because I'm like, damn, like
Me,
really? Like I was
yeah,
hoping it was gonna be Orlando again. I
bro.
was hoping.
So the rumor was that it was supposed to be Orlando, but I guess there was some drama with stuff with like the governor of Florida and Disney that last minute they switched it. So 2027 is the 50-year anniversary. So if it doesn't come back to Orlando, I kind of hope it goes to Chicago again, bro. Like real talk, if
Oh,
Chicago
Chicago.
was
That's driving
2027
distance,
for
bub.
the
I'm
50 year,
down.
yeah. I mean, flights from Florida to Chicago are dirt cheap anyway, but bro, I'm there in a heartbeat if it's back in Chicago, man.
Yeah,
Heartbeat.
our flight to Florida was so cheap, round trip, and then obviously for Chicago, we're in Ohio. My
Just
buddy Brad
drove.
and I, we just drove, and it was
Yeah.
nothing, dude. So it would be cool. So I was kind of bummed when they said Japan, but then immediately in my head, I'm like, oh yeah, like my girlfriend is half Japanese,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
she's from there, and I like told her, and she was pretty excited. So it is one of those things that could easily happen. When do the tickets go up for sale for
So
celebration?
it's not announced yet, but like I think it's gonna be just like how Chicago's tickets went on sale June 2018, the year right after Orlando. Uh, if I'm a betting man, June 2024 is when the tickets for Japan are gonna go on sale. So yeah, I'm thinking sometime in June for sure.
I might have to do it, even if it's just for like. Have they announced? Is it like a 3 day?
It's 3
Is
days.
it
It's
a
it's it's only
three
3
days?
days. It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, it's a short one,
Okay,
which I like at first I was like, "That
that's
sucks," but
cool. I
but
mean,
then but then I'm kinda like, "Oh, well, that's one less day of wasting money, bro." Because like, you know how we could be at those conventions, especially for exclusives, and it's being that far away. So that's kinda nice that it saves me a day's worth of not buying exclusives.
yeah, dude. When you're at those things, I mean, when I was at Celebration, especially 2017, 2019 was pretty similar, but 2019 was like, I don't know if you got many autographs at Chicago, but like
No.
Chicago was, dude, it was such a pain to get autographs because you had to like go to a certain area, buy it, then go over here and like approve your ticket or something. It was like extra stuff from what I remember. But like
Yeah.
2017, dude, there was moments where my buddy Brad and I are like, we got nothing going on. There's nobody's in that line over there for like Greedo. Let's go. And that's how we ended up with so many because
Yeah.
especially back then too, dude, I feel like 2017, even though Mark Hamill's autograph was high, it's nothing like it is come I mean, it's pretty sure. Do you know, has his prices been dropped for that where he's about to, is he about to be in San Francisco or something
500, 500.
for an autograph?
500 for autograph and 500
Oh,
for a photo.
so I paid 200, I think, for a photo. I have a photo with him. I think that was 200
Yeah,
and 250 for an autograph. So that was
bro.
when, that was also his last con for a really long time. I think this is his
Yeah,
first con since then. But like, so his price was pretty high, but compared to now, no way.
bro, I
But
know.
I will say the prices 2017 were so low. And I loved how Celebration was set up, at least in 2017. 2019 was similar, but 2017, like my buddy and I, like those tickets kind of fell in our lap. We had a buddy that had them and was like, "I'll sell them to you for retail, and you
Yeah.
honestly can just if you want to do a payment plan with me, just pay me before you go. I'll send you them over."
Oh, that's
Because
dope.
that's what he did. So the whole time, man, him and I work at a bar together. We worked at a bar together back then. I left for years, came back. We work at a bar still together.
Hmm.
But like during that time, I would just run out to him like, "Hey, this guest was announced," and we would just buy the autograph tickets. So we went in with maybe 12, 13 autograph tickets, knowing we're going to get them, and then we ended up
Yeah.
leaving with like almost 30 something because we just there was no lines. It's just like we might as well.
Damn.
It was
That's
great. 20 or Orlando was special, dude. It was cool. I like how it was set up. It was
so
just like easy, you know what I mean?
yeah, or so Orlando was my first celebration, and I really didn't know much about celebration. I just happened to live in Orlando at the time, and I was driving down I Drive, and I saw the banners
Oh,
for
my
it,
bad.
and I was like, "What the heck is celebration?" So me and my boy Ricky, we
That's
bought tickets for
hilarious.
Thursday and Friday. We just went 2 days because we figure 2 days should be enough. We don't need to go all 4 days, bro. Were we wrong? We should have went all 4 days. We did Thursday, Friday, had the time of our lives. The minute Chicago tickets went on sale, we went. And ever since then, we've been to the past four and we haven't missed it. And we're going to Japan too. So, like, once you get bit by that celebration bug, bro, it's just such a vibe out there, man.
Oh, dude, I really, I 100% true, everything you just said. And I do think that if the pandemic never happened, I don't think I would have ever skipped a beat. I
Oh,
think
you
the
would have went to
pandemic
Anaheim?
just like, oh, for sure, dude, yeah. I mean, I had, I didn't purchase tickets, but I know how the last two have been. I know there's going to be tickets available
Yeah,
to
yeah.
the lead up. Stuff happens in people's lives. I know so many people that had tickets. I was like, somebody's gonna have tickets. We're gonna
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
And then obviously everything happened, and it just got
Oh,
prolonged and prolonged, and I didn't end up going to that. And it's wild because my buddy Brad and I we've the ones that went to the last two.
yeah,
And we said after Chicago like, dude, we're never gonna miss one of these. And then we obviously haven't been back. And
yeah,
I don't think he's definitely not gonna. My buddy's not gonna go to Japan, but I might because my girl,
yeah,
I know my girl would love to, so it would
yeah,
be fun.
yeah, for sure. So, you mentioned ICC Con, and I was gonna actually talk to you and ask you about that because I know Josh went to the one last year because I remember seeing him in OG Geek Mike's videos because that's how I learned about it. And I went this year for the first time, bro. So you only went to that first one, right? The
Yeah,
very
just the
first one.
first one. Hmm.
So it's clearly it's changed a lot, but this one that I went to, I had the same amount of fun at ICC Con than that I did at London Celebration, bro. Literally, it is celebration, but just on a smaller scale and like more affordable. It's insane, bro. You have to come next year to ICC Con, bro. You have
I'm
to come.
definitely 100% I'm going. I know
Yeah,
I'm gonna go. I just
hell
hope
yeah.
I hope Mike is cool about I'm hoping to get a press badge because what happened this past one, this last year, the last one,
Uh huh.
I had applied for a press badge and I was like, because at the time I was like, I need a new car. I knew I was going to have to move out soon. In
Yeah.
my head, I was thinking about buying a house finally in Ohio, which I never was really trying to do.
Uh huh.
So I was like, I got to be smart. So I was like, you know what? If I go into any cons this year, if I don't get a press badge, I'm not going.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I had messaged Mike and we're buddies, dude. Mike's cool, dude. After the first
So cool,
ICC,
bro.
I left, I left. First off, obviously, I'm with Josh, and he's VIP for that first one.
Yeah.
Dude, he gave us free shirts, all these free patches, pins. It was so cool.
Yeah.
So he gave me a hat, and I loved the hat. And so, like a couple months after the first one, I had messaged him. I said, "Hey, is there any way for me to buy some more of those hats?" It was just like a trucker
Yeah. Yeah.
style ICCC hat, and he's like, "What's your address, dude? I'll just send you some." I'm like, "Oh, dude, you don't have to do that." He's like, "No, I will." I'm like, "Cool." Dude, he sent me like five hats, a backpack, a shirt. He sent me like a huge like
Yeah.
swag pack. And I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
you're the realest. You know what I mean? So last year I messaged him and I was like, dude, I'm trying to come back. I'm trying to come back. I applied for a press badge, but I've
Yeah.
heard nothing about it. And this thing is in like 2 months. Like,
Yeah.
is there a way to look it up? And I guess it was kind of like a crapshoot, like as far as how they did that. He's like, well, I'm pretty sure I heard you are, but you'll get it, I got it a week before the con. My press badge came a week before. I had no
Oh.
confirmation. So like part of me
Yeah.
just wasn't planning on going.
Yeah, yeah.
And you know, it sucked because Josh wasn't going. Like I do like to like personally because growing not growing up, but like I guess growing up in the collector community, I had a lot of buddies local to me that were into it. So a lot of the
Yeah.
big cons I went to, you know, a lot of the big Comic Cons I went to, it's because my buddies all were down too, and they all helped
Yeah.
plan it. And you know, like it just was way easier to do that way. So like this was one I'm going by myself. I have no idea if I'm getting approved yet. So I'm like, I kind of just was like, for some reason, maybe it got swept under the rug. I didn't get approved because I've seen certain people getting approved. I'm like, well, like no shade to them, but if they got approved, I had to have gotten approved. Like,
Yeah.
because we have like the same kind of following. Like you know, and I figured I did, but then I never got it. And I got it like I said, it was just like a week before, 2 weeks before, and I'm like, so I
Damn.
have it. I actually have. Where is it? I have
That's
it
what
sitting
Bowman
around
sent
here.
him.
Every
Yeah.
time I see it, I get bummed, dude. I'm like, yeah, here it is. Because it was sick too. I love this press badge. It was this
Yeah.
one. I was like, because
Yeah.
it was, you know, I got it, and I'm like, dude. I was like, should I drive down there and go for a
Damn.
day? And I didn't. But I am gonna go to the next one because, like you just said, I totally agree with you, and I know from what Josh told me and from everyone else I've talked to the last couple they've had, it is just like a kind of a smaller, more you know, intimate Star Wars celebration. And the first one felt like that, dude. I mean, they had a lot
Yeah.
of Power Ranger guests, but like there was a bunch of Star Wars guests, and like most of the vendors at the first one, all Star Wars stuff.
Yeah.
And it was just fun. And now that I see all these people that are into IC, I'm like, dude, it would be such a good time. Like all like
Dude.
anybody in the community, whether it's YouTube, Instagram, you know, Facebook
Yeah.
groups, like all these people go, and it's just like, yeah, I definitely plan on going. I definitely
Hell yeah.
because isn't it October, right?
It's
It
in
was supposed to be
October.
May,
Yeah. It's in
and
October
now it's
now.
October too. Yeah, there's no bet. There's like no questions about it. I'm gonna go because that's a driving. That's a drive I can make. You know what I mean? Like I don't even
Hell
need
yeah.
to fly. Like so, definitely we'll be going to that.
So last year's, I guess, was at the Sheraton Hotel, and it was there. The convention was at the hotel. So like, if you stay there, you just went down, went to the show, brought your stuff back up to the room. They did like the lobby swaps in the hotel, the room sales. This year, when I went, it was at a different venue, and it was still cool. Like, it was a big venue. I had the time of my life there. And then after the show finished, they had a different Sheraton that was like the main hotel for the show, and at that Sheraton, or whatever the hotel was, it might not have been Sheraton, the Hilton maybe. In the lobby, they did the lobby swaps, and then at night they did the room sales with all the doors open, and that was the craziest experience seeing that. But next year's though is going to be crazier because they're going back to the original place, the Sheraton, and the reason he's doing it in October is because he wants kind of the whole hotel just to the collectors and for the event. That way we could do the lobby sales all night long, the room sales all night long, have a live band playing till 11 at night, he was saying. So I'm even more hyped that I could just leave my hotel room, get in the elevator, there's the show, buy a bunch of stuff, bring it back up to the room. Like, bro, that's insane.
I was listening to you talk with Diamond Figs the other night about,
Yeah,
or you know,
yeah,
it was one of your lives with them. You were explaining like the room sales and stuff, and I wanted to say like props to you, dude. You do a great job at like explaining things that people that haven't been to these kind of cons, like
yeah,
how special it is. You do a good job about it because like
thank you.
that's how I felt when I went to my first celebration. Like because we
Yeah,
weren't staying in a hotel the first celebration that was doing like the lobby stuff or the room, you know, the room
yeah,
going to the room buys and stuff. But we had a buddy that was staying at one that told us to come out. And so we went out there and checked it out, and I was like, I've never seen anything like this. And then obviously at
yeah,
IC, the first one we went to, they had that going on too. There was like Timothy Zahn was like at the bar we were at because we stayed at the hotel where all the guests
what?
stayed because Josh was a guest. So
Yeah,
like at the end of the night, we're down here at this bar, and so are all like the people that are doing a lot. So there's like a lobby thing going on over here, like a flea market, and it's just like whoa. And then you know there's certain floors that are doing the room thing, and
yeah,
we got Timothy's on, and like we got like these, you know, it's just crazy. We got these guest actors and actresses at this bar, and you like at one point we're sitting at a table with oh my god, who was it? It was I have his autograph. I'm bummed I can't remember his name. It's Yak Face. It's the guy that played Yak
oh,
Face.
I met him in London. I got
Yeah,
a free autograph
yeah.
from him in London. He is so
Did
cool and
you?
so nice.
Dude,
Yeah.
so cool,
Yeah.
man. All those guys are so cool. All those, like really iconic. Like
The
they're side
OGs.
characters, they're
Yeah,
background
yeah.
characters, but they
Yep.
are iconic. Those
Yeah.
dudes are so cool, man. And
Yes.
I think it's Sean. Is it Sean Crawford?
Yes.
Sean? Is it
Yes.
Sean? Is that his
Yeah.
name?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
came to me, and I'm glad it did. He was super cool. We got to sit. We were sitting at a table with him, just drinking. And then
Bro,
Josh is
that's
like
so
pointing out
cool.
Timothy's on, and I'm like, what? And like I remember Josh went over there and like he like posed up on the bar, and I was taking photos of him next to him, and then he finally said something to him. But like, yeah, like dude, the room sales and stuff. Like, I just want to give you props because like I think you do a good job of explaining that. I love your celebration vids because it's funny you had mentioned earlier when you had found Josh and my channel by
Yeah.
looking up celebration stuff, dude. That's all I did every day, all day. 2017 when I was getting ready to go to that celebration because I'd
Yeah.
never been. Dude, it's all on YouTube. I searched it every day and I watched every video possible. I watched everything about, autographs and, I was
Yeah.
so ready and to ingest it. So you're like your videos, like you're like, what you should do and your advice.
Yeah.
It's perfect, dudes. People need it, man.
Thank
I
you.
mean, I will tell you, I was dead that first one I went to because I looked up everything about it as far as what to expect. I didn't look up anything on how to prepare. So like
Yeah.
the preparation videos, dude, those are clutch.
That's why I literally started my channel. Was I started my channel the month before Anaheim Celebration, and it was for that, to cover Celebration, because like most people don't know what to expect, don't know what they're doing,
No.
and I wish I had watched videos like the videos that I make when I went to Orlando, because it would have been a way different experience. And like the cool thing is, like, so many people in London Celebration watched my videos, and I was running into people at the show, and they were like, "Bro, thank you for your videos. You helped me so much. Like,
So cool.
I added an extra day. I felt a lot more confident flying here and doing it. So it was really, really cool to see that.
Is isn't that cool though too? The fact that like you might not have the biggest channel out there, but when you go to a con like this, these people are watching your stuff.
Dude,
These
it
people
was
know
so
you'll see people and you're like, "What? I know you." Like I ran into people where I'm like, well, I know you. This kid, I'm in there with Josh, who's like way more subs than me,
yeah,
like, and we walk into Chicago's, and within 10 minutes, this young kid comes up. He's like, "Are you 20 bills?" And he asked for a photo. And I'm like, dude, this is so cool. Like,
yeah,
I don't even have, at the time, I probably had 6 or 7 thousand. That's
yeah,
not a lot. It's not a
yeah,
lot. Like, it's not like it's nothing big time, but it was just so cool. Like, you're with your people. You walk
yeah,
in there and you're
yeah.
with your people, dude. And it's so cool.
Dude, that happened in London. So when I got there, I think I just hit 2K subs. Bro, over the few days there, I had at least like 100 people come up to me and like thank me. And
So sick,
it was
dude.
so weird because I've never experienced that, because I'm just like a regular guy from like flying out here from Florida that loves Star Wars, that makes videos, and a ton of people were like, Tony, Star Wars sick. I'm like, like, what's up? It was crazy. And the one that tripped me out the most is this. There's this guy I watch. His name is Skyman Universe. He has like 60K subs on YouTube. He does a lot of like Star Wars reaction videos, right? So I saw him there, and he waved at me, and he was like, "Bro, I love your videos." I'm like, "Bro, I've been watching you for years." It was like unreal that he knew me, but I've been
Yep.
watching him for years. So yeah, man, it's just it's so crazy, man. It's such a unique experience. So
Telling
yeah,
you
man.
those prep videos, dude, they're clutch, man.
Yeah,
People there's so many people that go to these cons. So many that I've never been to one or never been to a big con in general, but especially like a celebration. And
yeah,
you do kind of get it's weird. It's like a first day of a new job or like school jitters and stuff. Like you're just like,
yeah,
what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to
yeah,
bring? And those videos help a lot, dude.
yeah,
It was when I watched when I first got introduced to your series on that, I was like, dude, what a great idea. Why didn't I think of doing this before, like Chicago? Like, cause
yeah,
I got thrown, I'd only been to one, but I had been to one and I got
yeah.
some
You,
crazy exclusives, autographs. I did
yeah,
everything. I did all the big panels. So like I had an idea of what you should do and what you should bring. And I just didn't even think to do any of that. I was like, that's such a brilliant little series because so many people are going to watch it and
bro.
they're going to be there.
I'm already planning videos for Japan Celebration
Let's
coverage. So
go, dude.
as soon
That's
as we
too
get all
cool.
the, yeah, I'm already ready. Like, I'm gonna do a video on every one of these topics, and that's gonna help like a lot of people who have never been.
Oh yeah. Big time. Big time.
So
I like listening to you like prepping for Japan because I know just that plane ticket alone, dude, is.
That's the
Whew,
so that's the only
whew.
thing so far that's the craziest cost. Everything else is like going on a trip in the States. Like the
Yep.
food, the hotels, getting around.
Oh, dude,
Bro,
their food is cheap, way
cheap,
cheaper than
bro.
stuff here.
Even
It's cheaper,
Disney
it's
there, bro, is
better. You
cheap.
get, yes, that's what my dude, that's everything. Even before my girlfriend went to Japan, like recently, like obviously
Yeah,
I asked her many questions about Japan because I know she's from there. I know she's been
yeah,
like, and she had like some Disney Japan like plush hanging from her like Forerunner, and I asked about that, so she talked to me about Disney, and yeah, it's like, dude, and then obviously she comes back and she's talking to me about food, and it's
yeah.
so much cheaper. Like they,
It is.
and like everyone is so nice, and it's gonna be a
Yeah,
good celebration, dude. It's a
it
if you
it
can if
is.
you can save up and swing that plane ticket, it's not really that crazy. I mean, it's for where you're traveling,
Yeah, it's
it's
like an
like
18-hour flight. Yeah,
yeah, you can get one, and then, you can make it happen. I might start picking some stuff out, putting it to the side just to justify it and just selling some stuff. Not, nothing
yeah,
crazy, but some of the
yeah, yeah,
stuff, we go through those periods of time where we just buy stuff we don't need. I'm like,
yeah.
why did I buy this? You know what I
And then
mean? None of my big
doubles.
stuff, but
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
so let me grab
No.
this real quick. I can still hear you, but
Yeah.
grabbing this.
So another thing with Japan though is I don't want to miss the 20-year anniversary panel for Revenge of the Sith. Like
That's gonna be
that is gonna
huge.
it's gonna be huge. And like imagine if they got Natalie Portman out there, bro. How
Dude, I seen your
crazy,
thing the other day where you were talking about if you could get a dual photo with her and Hayden. Yo,
bro.
that'd
That
be
would just
crazy.
be insane, man. Insane.
Just the fact that she signed recently with Star Wars Autograph Universe, like they did I think that's what the page is called. I'm not really on it anymore these days, but
Uh-huh.
she did a signing with them like
Yeah.
last year or 2 years ago, and my buddy Brad, the one who goes to Celebration with me,
Yeah.
he bought an individual autograph of hers. He got a dual with a Hayden that they already had because they've done signings with Hayden, so they get a decent amount to kind of hold on to in case they do another signing with somebody. And he got a duel with
Yeah.
her, and I'm just like, dude, that's crazy. You got Natalie Portman's autograph, and now like
Yeah.
if she showed up, dude,
Man, I
people
think if
love her,
she,
man. I think the
I
Star Wars world loves her. They don't care about any of her views. They don't care about anything else. And like you
yeah.
are, you are a queen, dude. You are a queen.
Yeah.
Like we love you. Like, and
Yes.
I think she knows it, dude. So it would
Yeah.
be cool if she showed up.
It would be, man, and I think that would, like, make it even crazier and more people probably would go just because that's such a rare thing, man. Like, super rare if she were to show
And
up.
it's in Japan, dude. Maybe that's more of a like, yeah, I'll go to Japan. Like
Yeah.
that's better than, Orlando or like Chicago. Like, I don't, why would I
Yeah.
want to go to Chicago? She's like, I'll go to Japan. Like it might,
Yeah.
it might all work out better, where she
Yeah,
might show
man.
up.
Yeah, I guess we'll see, man. But, yeah, that'd be so sick next year, though, if you go to ICC, man. When
Oh,
I
I'm
went
going.
when I went
You're
this
going for
year
sure too?
100%, bro.
Oh
I'm
yeah, we're gonna kick it.
so
I'm going.
on December 1st is when he's gonna announce the dates, and I think also give the link to the hotel to book a room. Bro, I'm booking the room that
Not
same
to
day,
right
December
away.
1st.
Yep,
December
right
1st.
away.
And then
Yeah.
I had the press pass, and it's crazy. The one thing I like about Mike is he's a real one. Because when I applied for the press pass, bro, my channel had 250 subs. Bro, I had nothing. I had just started, and he saw from my content that, like, I was a true fan, like, with the
Yep.
videos that I did, and he approved it, and I was shocked because 'cause I'm like, "Bro," I applied just for the hell of it. I didn't think I was gonna get it, but he approved it, and then we asked him, like, "What does he look for?" And he said that he doesn't care how big you are, how many followers you have, subscribers. He looks at the quality of your content and just to see if you're a true fan and authentic in your
Yep.
content. And like that's crazy, man. Like that's
Yeah, he's a
real.
real one, dude. That guy is
Yeah.
a real one for sure. I mean, just the fact he even came up with this kind of con where it's for collectors. And it's the truth, man. I mean, these prices are getting so crazy where, I'm not saying these actors and actresses don't deserve this kind of money. Like
Yeah.
they're coming in but it's just like, it's kind of hard to justify it. It's like, oh, I can't really
Yeah.
justify spending, I heard, Billy D. Williams at this latest con he
Oh,
was
like
at.
two
I heard his
something.
autograph. Yes, dude.
Yeah,
Dude,
he's
I
over
paid like
200
80
now.
bucks for his autograph, dude. And I'm
Yeah.
sorry, like it was I don't even know if it was worth 80 bucks, dude. Like he was so out of it, which is like, I know his health's not, he's getting older, his health's not the
Yeah,
greatest, but like
man.
I would never pay 250, dude. Like, I just think
Yeah,
the fact that he's getting Anthony Daniels, Ian McDermott, he's getting some big names, and he's keeping it relatively cheap. It's just like,
yeah.
dude, like, yeah, these are worth it. So I love what he's doing, man. I love that. I'm going. I have to go. I'm mad I missed this last one, dude. I was so bummed. I was
Dude,
so bummed that I didn't even watch people's content that weekend. I was like, I don't
yeah.
even want to see anything about it. I'm bummed I didn't go.
So I'm gonna show you what I got autographed there. Hold on. So he had most of the Rebels cast there, right? So I got an autograph from a ton of the cast.
Oh, dude, that's
S-
beautiful.
So I
The
got
green pops, dude. That is
yeah,
awesome. Is that a paint pen?
yeah, that they had there. Yeah, yeah.
Dude,
So
that looks good.
Steve Bloom, Zeb signed it. Vanessa Marshall, Harris signed it. Tia Sakar, Sabine signed there, and Taylor Gray Ezra signed it all there. So
So
I
you got
got
the whole cast, Matt, minus what, Dave Filoni for Chopper, right?
yeah. Well, I still need to get Ashley Eckstein. I still need to get Freddie Prinze.
Oh, you need Freddie. Okay.
I got Sam Whitwer at a show here in Florida. I still need to get Lars too, but I got most of the Ghost Crew. So
I feel
and
like Lars and Ashley obviously are both ones. Lars is going to be one he's going to be showing up, dude.
oh
He's going
yes,
to be now he's definitely going to be there.
yeah.
And then Ashley obviously too. Freddie Prince is funny, dude.
Bro,
He's a character, brother.
he canceled ICC Con this year. I was gonna get it there. He was coming to Spook Gala here in Florida. He canceled there last minute. So it's like, bro, like, come on, let me finish my poster.
Yeah, he's a germaphobe too, bro. He was so weird about meeting people. It was so funny because
Yeah.
I got 20 was it 2017 that I did? Yeah, 2017. I
Hmm.
got some artists there. The artists in Artist Alley, they're pretty smart. Like when they
Yeah.
see like the whole cast of Rebels is going to be here, I'm going to do an exclusive print for this show.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
And yeah, so I got the
Yeah.
one it's an exclusive print to Celebration 2017. I got the whole cast on it, and when it was funny when we got Freddie Prince, I I pay close attention to interactions with them with people in front of me, so I don't make a
Yeah.
mistake. Last thing
Exactly.
I want to do is go to shake Freddie Prince's hand, and he's like,
He's
"Nah,
like,
dude," and that's what
yeah,
he was doing. He was doing
yeah,
it to every. He was like, "No, no,"
yeah.
and every time he handed something back, he's just wiping
Oh
up. You know what I mean?
wow.
Like
Yeah.
sanitizing up. So I'm like, "Oh, he's a germaphobe." So I'm not gonna do anything. I just went up to him like, dude, I was like, my sisters love you. He just laughed
Yeah.
and got his autograph, and it was that. It was a cool experience. I didn't feel let down. Same thing with like
Yeah.
Anthony Daniels, dude. I watched a kid in front of me ask him. I think you asked him to sign blue on whatever it was, and he goes blue. He's like, gold will look better, and I'm like, oh, dude, I'm not gonna ask him to do anything but just sign
Yeah. Let
where
him choose.
because I just don't want it. I don't want him just like crapping
Yeah.
on me, dude. So I just
Yeah.
kind of like just went up and enjoyed it. And he was really cool because he was kind of rude to a couple people in front of me, dude. Anthony Daniels was. I was like,
Wow. That's
he can get snippy,
crazy.
dude. He can get snippy, but he was cool. He was super cool with me. Tia Sakar, that's
Sabine.
Sabine. It was hilarious. So my buddy Brad, bro, just so you know, I'm like 6 foot. My buddy
Uh-huh.
Brad's like 6'3", 6'4". My buddy Brad, brother, he is like 0% body fat. This guy looks like a model, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
we go up, and I'm this is 2017. Back then I used to shave completely. I just look like a baby.
yeah,
So I
yeah,
don't
yeah,
know if she just thought I was like on the spectrum or something, or what it was, dude. Nothing that's wrong with that, but like, because I think
yeah,
I am
yeah,
on the spectrum a little bit, to be honest. I think we all are. All collectors, I think, like we're a little bit on the spectrum. But it was hilarious, dude. She was acting like my buddy Brad was like my handler. Like we both walked up, we're both getting her autograph, and
yeah.
she's like, "Oh my God, what do you?" And then she's like, "Oh, it's so nice for you to come." And I'm like to my buddy, and I'm like, what do you mean?
What?
Like, I'm the one getting your autograph right now. And she's
Yeah,
just like Google eye on, like Googling, like just like,
yeah.
and I'm just like, what? And then he slides his picture over and she's like, oh, you're getting an autograph too? And he's like, yeah. And we walk out. So it's been a big joke we've said forever because she's drop dead gorgeous, dude. She's
Yes,
gorgeous
bro.
girl,
Oh my
very
God,
talented,
she
and it's just
is.
so funny that she's like kind of hitting on my buddy, and like it almost felt like I felt like she thought he was like my like big brother, and I was just
Yeah,
like so I
yeah.
don't know. It's a funny story with her, but yeah,
That's hilarious.
that's gonna be cool once you complete that, dude, and I'm
I
sure
know.
you'll get it complete pretty soon.
Yeah, I know. I can't wait. We'll see. So that's pretty much everything I got. Usually at the end, I kind of ask what they have, what what the guest has coming up next on their channel. But I know since your channel's kind of on lockdown, when do you think you might launch a new channel? Any ideas?
So let's see, January, February, March. So by March, I should be in a new spot.
Nice.
And while I'm kind of finding this spot, the reason it's taking a trying to get everything set up to where when I move in, I have everything I need type of thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So I'm hoping to probably, whether it's get a new PC or just maybe get a new laptop or whatever, kind of just get everything I need, to where when I move in, I'm ready to go. But I will say right now, the biggest thing that I'm doing is I'm trying to get, I haven't really been doing a good job about it lately, but I'm trying to get my Instagram rolling again, trying to get
hmm
back into the community, whether it's
yeah,
involved with people. It would be cool to get on more of these just because it's just an easy way where
yeah,
I'm not really responsible, but just kind of showing up and being
yeah,
there
yeah,
type of thing. Cause like right now, it does kind of suck. Like right now, like if you see, I just have stuff sitting on random things that are up in this room that I'm staying in. So it's like
yeah.
I have all my stuff's in storage, but like I would say by like February, I would for sure have a new channel rolling. And I'm gonna
Nice.
try real soon to get back to like daily content on my Instagram, whether it's reels, posts, just trying to get the algorithm back on my side because that's the biggest
Yeah,
this is the biggest bummer with Instagram, man. You take a break from it, and it's like the algorithm kills you. None of your
yeah,
followers see anything. But like I do want to get back to posting, whether it's stories, posts, reels, like regularly.
yeah,
So yeah, just kind of keep an eye on me out there because I will be on Instagram, and then hopefully, I haven't given up on that channel. I think there is still I need to keep trying throwing stuff out, see if anything bites to where I
yeah,
could probably get it back. I kind of just gave up on it for a while there, but no, I would say by February I'll really be rolling again with YouTube, whether even if it's just starting a channel to do stuff like
yeah.
this because this is what I like to do.
Nice. So for you guys watching and listening, be sure to check him out. I'm gonna put the link for the Instagram down in the description. Definitely go follow him. But bro, I appreciate your time and coming on, man. This was a blast.
Oh, nah, for sure. Hey, check out my boy right here too, Millennium
Uh,
Workshop, bro. My buddy
Yes,
Rex, he's the one that made this battle droid right here.
bro. That thing
Right
is
there, dude, he's a
fire.
beast, man. I figure I was like looking, I was like, what am I gonna put on for this? I'm like,
Yeah,
'cause I just got off work and I was taking my work clothes off. I'm like, I'm gonna rep my buddy Rex. So yeah, he's
yes,
doing a lot of stuff, and hopefully I get into that too. He wants to teach me all the 3D printing, and
yeah,
I'm like, I need to buy. That's a big thing I want to do too once I get a new place. So
for sure. That's what's up. But all right, guys, that's it for this episode of Sith Talk. We'll see you guys next week. Bye, guys.
peace.